Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo, so keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. All right, so today I asked Mina a question. Okay, hold on, let's back the fuck up. Skipped 30 steps ahead. So today I was exploring the idea of what if, maybe I talked about this yesterday. No, I didn't. I was exploring the idea of what if I were to pull all my hours back to zero, except for PT Dom, because they're kind of out of the loop with things. They're their own thing. Dawson, Trey, and Mina are all essentially the same thing with some differences, but I thought, what if I pulled all my hours back and then didn't get paid from them? I'd still get paid from PT Dom and my job, and that'd be for another 2 months. Matter of fact, it might be 2 months on the dot from today. I think it's my last paycheck. It'll be the 22nd, I believe. Yeah. Now, the 8th, I think, of October is the last big check from my job, and the 22nd is going to be a tiny one. I think it has 2 days. And I say tiny because 2 days compared to 9 is quite a difference, but so that'd be my last check. So what if I just pulled back hours to zero and then I finished the entire system within a month? I feel like a full month of nothing but this, I feel like I could do it. And what if I pulled hours back, finished the project, the system, with the contingency that when I finish it, they, Mina, Dawson, Trey, pay me the amount of hours that it took relative to how much they pay me currently. So Trey pays me 10 hours a week. So in 4 weeks, if that's a month, or however long I take, then he would just pay me for that. So I still get the money. They still pay the same amount, but they get everything delivered at once. That seems like a solid deal if you ask me, because, and I would also, help them and continue doing the small work and blah, blah, blah in the meantime. I wouldn't just say, hey, you're gone for the next month. Good luck. So I don't know, because I'm just not making great progress right now. Things are taking too long. There's no rush either, but I mean, kind of. I don't know. I think of things like there's no rush, but why go slow? I don't know. What would be the opposite of we're not in a rush, we don't have to go fast. We're not lazy, we don't got to go slow. I don't know what the equivalent would be, but I actually sent that to Mina, and I was like, hey, dude, I want to bounce some ideas off you. I just want your feedback. I was like, what if and then I explained everything, and I was like, well, actually, if you did too, if you wanted to take advantage of this as well. And he sent me a couple texts and just said, dude, I'm all for that. It's awesome. I'd love to talk about it on our next meeting. He also went to the live event with Brian, Dawson, Trey. I don't know if Trey was there. So they all linked up, which is cool. And he said he learned a lot of stuff, wants to share it with me. It was cool because he reached out to me, said, yeah, I went to this event, learned a lot, can't wait to share it with you. And that's just cool, So I know he employs me, but he's a really good dude. And that kind of made me feel like I had a friend who like had my best interest in mind. It was not that I don't have friends that have my best interest in mind, but it was just, I guess, to have a friend that is on the same wavelength as far as trying to build a business and trying to learn more about making money and success and all this stuff, because that's really what I'm into. And nothing wrong with people who aren't. It's like anything. Like if I'm a golfer, I want to talk with golfers. If I'm a football player, I want to talk with football players. If I'm a tennis player, I'm probably not going to have much in common with someone who likes gardening. You know what I mean? But I've said that example. But yeah, so this Wednesday, so that would be, what's today? What episode is today? 668, I think. So that would be 9, 10. So 671, I believe, will be the episode where Mina and I talk about a whole bunch of stuff, if I had to guess. And I'm really looking forward to that one. I just want to finish this thing off. I just want to, I don't know. I almost feel like I'm repeating history, kind of. I know it's different, but if you go back and listen to probably a year ago episodes, so 365 behind this one. So, well, shit, episode 300-ish. Yeah, because I just quit my job. FedEx, those 301B. Wow, dude. Well, anyway, wow, that's crazy. So anyway, if you go back and listen to those, that's when I was talking about the things I got to do to launch my fitness business and what, all these different things. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna hire this coach and I'm gonna dive in. I almost feel like I'm repeating history where I'm in the first 2 months of this. I got to finish this. Once I can finish it, then I can sell it, and that's just that whole thing. I almost feel like I'm in that again, and it's funny because it's the same exact time of year, just a year later. And anyway, so, but I mean, for being honest, that is really the only thing I have left to do. If I finish it and then sell it, we're good. But I'd want to position it to Trey and Dawson that it would be, like they would be my first client, because if they got the full system, then they're part of the whole shebang, and I would treat them as such, and then I explore different ideas of how I can make it enticing to pay a premium every month. So rather than something upfront, I almost really like the idea of something recurring, and that's it. And the way that I could position it is I would pay for all their seats in Notion, and I would host it on my account. That way, I'm the owner, and they can't do any funny business, and they can't, if they try to move stuff, they can't, because they don't have, they could, it doesn't really prevent it. They can just move it to their own personal Notion and then transfer that to another. There's ways around it. I don't think there's any way getting around that, but I would be in control. I would oversee everything. I would be the one that controls all things operations as far as Notion goes. And to just sweeten the deal, I guess, and not really, but I would pay for all things Notion. So they wouldn't have a Notion bill and a bill for me. It would just be one thing. So if there are 10 people on the team, that's $24 a month. So that's $240 total per month for the 10 people. So if I were to just take that, it's probably, I don't know as far as business write-offs go, but that's definitely one. And I don't know, the more the merrier, I guess. But if I had 10 teams, now I had 10 people on the team, that's $2,400 a month that I would pay for Notion. That's $2,400 a month that is a write-off. So I guess the more the merrier, but that would just also, I don't know, something about the, hey, hire us, but also you got to pay for Notion, otherwise it doesn't work. I don't know, just something about that just sounds weird to me. It's like I wouldn't, hey, hire us, but you got to pay for 3 other things as well, and then we'll work. So I think if I could combine it and then make it so it's all one thing, I host it, I'm in charge, I'm the owner, I say or I see what comes and goes and blah, blah, blah. I think that'd be cool. I actually wrote some shit down here. What did I write? I would host a platform. Then I would, with time, I would definitely have some kind of team, and maybe that team is just like 2 more people. But maybe one person is responsible for 5 teams, 5 or something like that, or maybe 3, I don't know. And then that way I can use that for the deal, because it's like they're hiring operations, paying for a platform, and all of that. And let's see, so the weekly Zoom calls, all the updates and the new systems that we create, they'll get it. They don't have to worry about it. They'll also get custom builds and custom systems designed, but obviously that would be limited due to how long it would take or to what they need or anything like that. And then all that to justify $2,500 a month, because at that Money Models launch with Hormozy, there's some guy, his name was the PC. It was Peter Campbell, I think. I'm pretty sure that's his name. He did analytics and data tracking and metrics and all this stuff, and he did it for software companies. Sold that. That's not the point, but that's what he did. And hopefully it's recorded, because I'll go back and find it and I'll share the snippet. But the dude was charging tens of thousands per month for his systems, and maybe I said that yesterday. I think I did. But it just changed my whole frame of mind on a lot of this stuff because I'm like, holy shit, tens of thousands a month, and he was doing it with hundreds of people. It's insane, you know? It's probably thousands, to be honest. But obviously that's a whole different scale. That's a whole different operation. If you're charging like $20,000 a month that's insane, dude. That's insane. And to have 1,000 people, that's insane. That's insane. So anyway, I just heard that and I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking too small here. And it's not me being greedy. It's just that I don't want to leave anything on the table. Why do I feel like I've said those exact words before? Who was I talking to? I just want to be smart. I was talking about this yesterday. I know exactly where I was. That's so funny. It was right before I turned right onto the road that has the strip club, and Lexi will know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it just got me thinking, and I'm like, I just got to position this that you're paying for a whole service system, platform, everything, all in one, rather than here's a Notion template. I don't even have the goddamn thing finished yet, and here I am trying to worry about how to market it. I don't know. Maybe my priorities are out of whack, but anyway, all that to say, $2,500 a month. So Trey and Dawson would both pay that. So that'd be $5,000 a month. That is all I need to survive. Now, as long as they are using Notion, and as long as I am hosting it for them, I'm getting paid. I'm getting the money. But if they want to peace out, then I take the systems with me. And I disable them or move them or whatever. And I would hate to even do that, but that just gives me that power and that control so nothing can happen. Because the thing is, like, once I transfer this to someone's Notion, it becomes theirs. Like, they have it. They can do whatever they want. They can copy the formulas. They can change anything they want. And it just adds one tiny sheet of paper blanket security if I host it, because I can control who does what. If somebody else hosts it, they can make it so I can control who does what, but they also can make it so I can't control who does what. And that's the idea. Not to mention having everybody in one spot, and when I make an update, I can push it out a little bit more seamlessly because everybody's right there. That's pretty cool. But so if Trey and Dawson are at $2,500 a month, even $2,000 a month, just maybe because they're the first timers and they get the cheapest deal. I don't know. That would give me $4,000 a month. That's all I need to survive. And that combined with PT Dom, I'm optimistic that is here to stay. Like, the more that I work on stuff, I can't imagine like, oh well, so your CLA contract's up, you're gone. I can't imagine that would happen. I'm sure things would just resume normal. At least that's the hope. I mean, if I'm wrong, then it is what it is. But if you incorporate that in there, if you even just say 10 hours a week, or what would that be? If I just say 15 hours a week, I mean, it doesn't matter. 10 hours a week, it's 40 hours a month. 40 times $31 an hour. I would say 30, it's easier math. It's $1,200 a month. So that total, all combined with the three, would be $5,200 a month. And that's more than I need right now. Meaning, all that time that I have just goes into helping and maintaining and serving and whatever else. Mina, Trey, Dawson. Now, Mina, I don't know. I totally didn't even include him in anything, but it's still going to be, like, Mina's number one. As far as any of this is concerned, he is, like, in priority, for sure. So, that's the idea. And, so, like, the whole goal there is to free up the next month or even month and a half for me to just work on one thing. That's it. Get it done, get the pay for it, whatever. Because I just feel like that's such a good deal. Like, I'm like, hey, I'll still help and maintain stuff and fix anything you need. But for the next 6 weeks, it's going to be put on hold. I'm going to build the entire system. Once it's resumed, just pay me what you would have paid me. And then we'll switch into the model of I'm hosting it, I'm paying for everything. You get access to all this, blah, blah, blah. And, maybe even make it official, sign some shit, and go from there. That way, my monthly expenses and what I need to survive are taken care of. And I can then spend up to, if I really wanted to, 16 hours a day. I mean, Probably wouldn't. Probably do max 12 or 14. I guess it would depend. And my screen just turned off. I guess it would just depend. But of just making content and marketing the shit, and building stuff, building more stuff, polishing things off, getting to a point where I can hire somebody. I did have a thought today. I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely unsure if this is ethical to do, but I guess this is what business is. I had the thought of, what if I just kept doing stuff for PT Dom, but I hired a VA to do that work for me, and then I paid them whatever. Apparently you can pay them like $6 an hour, because that's big money over there in the Philippines. I don't know. And apparently that's a good thing to do because it helps them out a lot. They look forward to, I don't know. I'm very unaware of any of this stuff. But if they're paying me $31 an hour and I give the VA, we'll just say at 10, apparently 10's balling, but, I'm making 66% profit. They're making 33%. And that's just freed up all the time. And I was like, well, what if I did that for every team that I bring on? I just hire one VA, all the work they do for that team, Other part of me is like, it would be cool to have an all-American team and keep the jobs here, just being political. If I can employ people in the U.S. and the other one, here I am talking about employing people. That's insane, bro. That'd be cool, So if I could do that, if I can, I absolutely will. But, I got to be smart here. As much as I want to, stand for everything and be the best that I can be and blah, blah, blah. Like, it just has to make sense. I can't just go hire some Notion expert and pay him $80 and I can't afford that, So, I don't know. There's a lot to figure out, but that's pretty much the thought process that I was having today. So, aside from that, all I did was work on PT Dom stuff. I got a late start today. Lexi and I slept in, and we went to breakfast. It was great. And then we went and played mini golf. It was great. Beat her ass. I got two holes in ones. I mean, one hole in one. Last hole was a gimme. She got a hole in one on the last one as well. And anyway, so that was fun. Came home, made some pesto dinner shit, delicious. And then we watched Friends. That's for you, Shawnee. It's good. It's funny. I think we're on episode 7. You're about to be on 18 now, season 1. And then I was like, oh yeah, didn't record a show. Bummer. Also, I don't know if anybody who's actively listening now has noticed, but the shows sometimes just haven't been uploaded at 2 a.m. They've been like midday. And that's honestly because I just, as long as I record a show on every day, I don't really give a fuck when it gets uploaded because, like I've said, this is about documentation. It's not supposed to be about quality or professionalism or being entertaining or anything like that. This is just purely to document everything. I want to get to a point where, what was I going to say? I don't know. I want to have something in place where all of these episodes are sorted and everything like that with some kind of system, and it generates a timeline or something like that. It's going to be crucial for sure. And AI is just getting more and more powerful. Like Grok will come out and say it's the best that there is around, and then ChatGPT 5 just launched, and now it's the fastest. There was Deep Search or Deep Seek, whatever it is, the whale. That was the best, whatever. Apparently it's something to do with China. I don't know. And then you have like Gemini making these clients. I don't know. So it's just advancing so quickly because it's a race to the top. Everyone wants to be the greatest, the fastest, the best. And it's funny because when you ask each AI system which one is the best, it always tells you it itself is the best and gives, good reasons. But there's a reason why. There's bias, Like why, if they're all the same thing and one's better than the other, it would tell you the truth, Like actually, Claude is actually at the top. So there's always bias, but anyway, the reason why I even say that is because no one's going to listen to every single episode. I know that. But if I can at least have a timeline of things and say, hey, between episode 1000 and, 1200, that's when I was doing blank. And between episode 412 to 917, that's when I was doing this thing. And to just be able to have pinpointed episodes to say, hey, like, this is the first day that I made my first ever phone call. You know, this is the first time I ever did a role play with somebody that wasn't ChatGPT. This is all that stuff, just so I can have it and it be accessible and it be something that I can easily share. You know, it's one thing to put everything in a 20-minute video. Like, I documented my first time ever. It's another thing to put 20 years worth of a podcast every single day together and say, hey, go give it a listen. Because, like, it's fucking, episodes are almost an hour long now. Every episode, it seems like. Especially when I have Zoom calls and stuff, like the average. And so, if someone's going to listen and catch up, it's going to take them with 2 episodes a day, it'll take you 10 years to listen to every single one. At 4 episodes a day, it's going to take you 5 years. At 5 episodes a day, it's going to take you 4 years. 10 episodes a day, it's going to take you 2 years. You know, like, no one's going to listen to all of them, except Lexi. Shawnee may be a close second. Anybody else, I'm not sure. But Lexi's going to be the only person in the history of ever to listen to every single episode. So I have to get her a little medal. She's in the other room right now. I wonder if she can hear me. But, yeah, so I think that's all for today. So tomorrow's Monday. Happy Monday if you're listening. And let's get after it today. Have a good week. So that's it. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Is there anything else? I think there is, actually. On Friday, when I get paid from Trey, I'll have officially broken $20,000 in profit made since December 20th. So it's pretty cool. It'll be 8 months to make 20 grand from doing everything that I'm doing right now, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to think about. So I think by the end of the year, I might be 40 grand or something like that, because I have made... Yeah, that's crazy. So from the 1st of June, please load, dude. June 4th, I was at 6.3K. August 17th, I'm at almost 20K. It's 14K in 2 months. So 30. So I might end the month with, or I might end the we'll call it the fiscal year, the first official year, with like 50 grand, which is cool. I mean, it depends on how well things go once I start selling. But yeah, this is just purely from advertising my services and then having these. I wouldn't say what I'm doing right now is a business. Like, I kind of feel like an employee, but you know, I provide a service and I have clients now, so I guess it is business stuff. I just don't see it that way. But yeah, we're about to cross 20K. That's pretty cool. $20,000 made since December 20th, 2024. So it's cool. I'm glad this is the type of shit that I'm really glad that I'm documenting, because this is, I wish I could have seen this. Alex Ramosi actually did that. He took a screenshot of his bank account. It said $1,036. And I just believe that to be true. So seeing that, I'm like, dude, wow, that's cool. Now, $1,000, I mean, that's a lot of money. But it's funny because that is a lot of money. But then it's like, hey, go pay rent. It's like, oh, well, I need twice as much now. But anyway, that's just my thought process today. A little milestone. And I don't know, we'll see. So look out for episode 671. I believe it'll be, or 72. I don't know. That'll be a good one for sure. My Money Models book and the Lost Chapters book shipped. Stoked to get those and read those. That's it. I want to share some more, but I'm tired. It's currently 11:18. I need to go to sleep because I got to wake up in 6 hours. So 5 hours, 5.5. 5 hours from, 6 hours from right now. So, all right, that's it. Peace.